So I'm 62 years old. I have $1 million, my spouse and I. Can I retire? One of the most popular questions in the retirement world, and I'm going to answer it over the next 3 or 4 minutes here. And the way to do this is I'm going to bring in a real life example from one of our clients. Now, we had these prospects come to our office, about a day or so ago, and Jeff and Susan, not their real names, lived in Ohio, and they were nervous because they had saved throughout their whole careers, and they saved roughly about $1 million in IRAs for both of them. And they wanted to know, hey, we're both 62, we're burnt out, we don't want to go to work anymore. Everyone's annoying. Every time I go to work, I want to take that, that the new guy doesn't do what he's supposed to do. The new manager doesn't know what they're talking about. I want out. Can we retire now and not run out of money? Which is the most popular retirement question on the interweb. Here's where we're going to break it down. First, we added up all their expenses: house payments, loans, debts, utilities, healthcare. It was $60,000 a year. 60,000. Circle that number. 60,000. Then we went on and said, all right, what do you want to do in retirement? Well, we want to do this trip and this trip. So we put a $10,000 hold there. 10,000. So now we have roughly $70,000, which not so coincidentally match the AARP average for $1 million. Retiree spends roughly 70,000. So let's say, all right, here's the nut. What income do we have? And if we sit tight here in the next couple minutes, I'm going to answer that question. Did they make it? Did they make it through retirement? Now, Social Security is a big part of this. They were both roughly right around $2,000 a month if they turned it on at 62, which would equate to about $48,000, $50,000 a year. Not enough to cover the 70. But if they waited until 65, their Social Security both increased to $2,700 a month or $65,000 a year. Now, this is a separate issue that we're not going to dive into, but that shows you the power of the gap planning of Social Security, where you could go from $48,000 a year to $65,000 a year just by waiting 3 extra years. That is a huge difference. So gap planning and Social Security election is a big deal. But at the end of the day, don't forget we have $1 million. And if we just got a simple money market return over the last couple of years, a 4% return, that's $40,000 a year. Plus the $48,000 if they turn on Social Security, obviously immediately, is $88,000. And if you recall back from the beginning of $70,000, we're already to the good. But what if we waited a couple extra years? We could get close to, $107,000. So I think there's this misnomer like, I think we're going to run out of money. Why are people afraid they're going to run out of money? It's all they hear. Susie Orman, Fisher, Edward Jones, all these people are talking about how people are running money, but no one does the math. Our income tent does the math like this for everyone that comes in and shows them, listen, if I had to take an extra 20,000, let's say, that's just taking the 40,000 off the principal. So it's not going anywhere. I'm sorry, off the interest. So your $1 million isn't getting less. Let's take another example. What if they said their money grew at 0%? Let's make it simple. And you took $20,000 to supplement your Social Security. That would last for 50 years. You'd have 50 years. You'd be 112. And that's if your money is buried in the backyard. So the answer is yes. You can retire in the Midwest at 62 with $1 million of IRA if you live like this. Now, if someone's out there eating caviar every night and flying private, this is going to be a different scenario. But the reality is, baby boomers that are actually coming into retirement look just like this almost every day. Between $1 million and $2 million of savings, you will make it, and you will enjoy retirement more younger than when you're older. So do not waste this opportunity.